Our second speaker is Marco from Saldo MX.
Okay, thank you. I agree with the last speaker, as the financial services is a very, it's a very interesting space. I think everything is changing, and we're part of that change in a very different way. We're trying to make an improvement. So what we see is the payment networks that exist right now are really like old pipelines, and and the money is like the water that should be flowing inside these pipes, and really there's a lot of waste and a lot of loss. And so this is how, for me, it looks, the money flowing between US and Mexico. So basically that's like the remittances flow, where there's a lot of friction and a lot of losses happening in a lot of points. So one of the things, I'm originally from Mexico, and I came to the US last year, and I really tried to understand what was the behavior of immigrants living in the US. So basically, right now they go in the Mission District and they have to put money in a retail store or in these offices, and then a company like Western Union is making the foreign exchange process, and there's another cut there, and then a family member in Mexico, they need to cash out, which is a very expensive point, and then they have to walk into a different store and make a payment for a bill, which is ridiculous. So what we thought is that these companies have been evolving in the last years, so we decided to plug it into the existing system and make a direct payment. So this is the core concept of what we're doing right now, and we're leveraging as well mobile technology and all the financial innovation that we see out there. So basically, this allows us to create like a very scalable model in which a lot of these users allow even their relatives or their friends here in the US to also make the payments through just mobile phones. So this is our app. It's like a remote control to pay utilities in Mexico, and it's incredible because they can pay for a mortgage or they can pay a cable company there, and they don't have to take care about the foreign exchange process, and they don't have to take care about the loss of money, and they don't have to take care about the waste of time. So the way it works right now, it works with scratch cards, a very typical way they use it for international call cards, and they also can link their PayPal accounts. I mean their debit accounts using PayPal, so they can pre-fund the wallet, and then they can just start making the payments. And we are leveraging as well a Ripple network, which is a very cool way to make cross-border payments. Basically it's a system that enables anyone to make cross-currency transactions. So it's a clearing and settlement platform which involves a lot of players in the network, and we are just here. So we basically leverage different entities who are the responsible for issuing currency, the float, and we leverage also some trading activity that happens in the network, and we just are part of the ecosystem, enabling anyone with dollars or Bitcoin in their wallets to make a payment and be settled in pesos, and then ultimately will reach a company in Mexico in real time. We are part of an accelerator here in San Francisco who gave us the first 50K. We also invested ourselves another 50K, and we are now raising more money. So I think right now we're in a beta. We're in beta. We have at least 10 users testing the app who have been generating around a few hundred transactions so far. And the way we market this is we partner with Mexican consulates in California. There's at least 10. And we demo how it works, and they even can send money, a couple of dollars, to utility companies. They can buy cell phone minutes and things that they usually do in a very old-fashioned way. So, and the goals moving forward are, we are really making good deals in Mexico with companies, interesting companies like transportation, so people will be able to buy tickets. People will be able to deposit money in trust fund for savings for specific purposes like education. They will be able to buy life insurance, life microinsurance products, which will allow them to have, for the very first time, cover for at least some amount of money if something happens while the immigrants are here, and also being able to pay for a mortgage, for example. We are integrating new things, so there will be more ways to put money into these wallets, and the model, we work as a closed loop prepay access, which allows us to operate. Every user can move no more than $2,000 a day. And basically, it's very well defined by the FinCEN. And yeah, and we have a potential different model in which we partner with local money transmission businesses, and this can be even more potential. So we're building just the channel that will enable a different way to move money cross-border internationally and without any friction. So if you have any interest of, if you want to talk further about this amazing and encouraging project, feel free to contact me. Do you have questions for me?
My name is Charlie. So I'm just trying to understand how this works. I mean, you had a lot of kind of technical slides on there, but I relate more to concrete personal stories. So let's say that I'm working here in the States and I have a family member down in Mexico who has a mortgage. So how do I go from depositing money to that mortgage getting a payment made? How does that work?
Okay, well, so for example, I'm going to show you how it looks like. The thing about the mortgage is that we partner with a company who provides mortgages, actually.
So it doesn't work with offline partners. They have to be in your system.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the bad thing, and the good thing is that Mexico is very monopolized, so we only have to deal with few players. And so yeah, we have Telmex, we have a couple of companies, and you can cover 70% of the population. But yeah, I agree. What you're actually enabling is just a payment for a specific invoice in a specific month. So I will show you, for example, the use case. If you want to pay for the cell phone of your father, let's say in Mexico, you would be able to select in your contact list the name of your father, so it will be linked their phone number, and you will select the amount of pesos that will be, applied. Then you have a 4-digit PIN number, which allows this to be more secure than any typical gift card, and that's it. So basically, what is happening right now, this transaction is going through Ripple, and it takes like 5 seconds, and that's it. So it went through. It was actually, this was made, and it was 0.75 cents of money without any commission. So I think for the very first time, they will be able to have a couple of dollars in their pockets, and they will be able to put that money and reallocate it to a family member in Mexico. I got this, the email will give me the exact details on the commissions and everything, which for cell phone minutes is 0. This is how it works.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christina. So I'm thinking about what type of companies that you partner with. I mean, you mentioned a bunch, but I'm just thinking also, obviously the big ones, which you'd feel pretty safe, like sending money to, right? And then there are also lots of other companies that payments go to that I wouldn't feel safe, for example. And I'm Ukrainian, so I'll just use that country, and I think maybe there are some similarities between Mexico and Ukraine in the sense of, corruption. So I wouldn't want my name necessarily being seen by a certain company in Ukraine, because I would be afraid that my name, they would know who now has money and might, kidnap my relatives. Is there a safety concern with, as you expand to cover less prominent companies going into is this really scalable? Can you really expand the number of payment companies you have?
I don't know. One of the advantages that we have is that we are leveraging also the KYC that big companies are doing. So basically, if I send money to buy cell phone minutes, actually the telco there knows their customers. So basically, I'm not using any personal data. What I'm just dealing with is reference numbers. So I don't know the identity of the beneficiaries in Mexico, not necessarily, but probably what you say is what kind of small businesses can be plugged there. I think relatively we are working with legitimate businesses. So for example, if you want to make savings for the school for your kids, that is a thing that it's very interesting, because that's one of the things that is important for the immigrants who come here. But I think that for now, we have been very, very cautious about what kind of companies we partner with. And in the future, what is exciting is that there will be some things regulated by smart contracts. So you won't have to trust any entity, and you will be able to trust math, which will allow to get those payments and not allow anyone but the one with the keys to withdraw the funds whenever is specified by the contract. So I think those use cases are coming, and we're just starting to think about it, and I think it's exciting. It's going to change a lot.
Hey Marco, I was just wondering what advantages developing on a Ripple network has given you as an entrepreneur.
Okay, well, I think that's very. It's not obvious, but for example, there are a couple of companies trying to do this thing, and what I would say is, imagine that I don't use Ripple, then I would have to do myself the trading. The forex. So I would have to use correspondent banking, and it would be expensive. It would take a couple of days to settle the payment, and I would have to use my capital work to do that. So if I can leverage a third-party work to be like a market maker, I can just leverage that capital, and the payment will be settled in 5 seconds. So which is really, really powerful. I think it's a very cool competitive advantage.
Marco, thank you very much. Thank you.